Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another video. So today's video I'm going to show you how I make my roast dinner. It is Sunday today. I thought, why not make a roast on a Sunday? It's like the thing to do, right? I don't know. No, I don't normally have a roast on a Sunday. It's just that today happens to be a Sunday and I feel like having a roast. So let's get into this video. So today I'm not actually going to be using a full chicken. I normally use a full baby chicken to make a roast dinner, but today I'm going to be using a baby chicken cut up into 6 pieces, 6 or 8, I can't remember. We'll see in a second. But let me show you exactly what I do to make my roast dinner. So there's so many different parts to this. So the first thing I always do is marinate the chicken. I sometimes do it in advance so that it has longer to marinate, but today I didn't get a chance to, so I'm going to just do that now. Don't think it makes that much of a difference. It probably does, but today that's not happening. So let me show you what I do to marinate my chicken. So this is the chicken that I'm going to be using. I'm literally just going to rinse it all off and then put it into a metal bowl. So my chicken has been rinsed and washed. That is ready to marinate, but I'm going to put the oven on just to heat up. I have about between 180 and 200 degrees. I use a fan assisted oven. But today I don't have any crushed green chilies ready to use. I'm just going to use red chili powder. It doesn't really make that much difference, but if I had them then I would use them. So I'm going to start with my ginger and garlic paste. You can use the ready-made ones if you want. I'm going to use a teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to use about 1/4 teaspoon of haldi, turmeric powder, about 1/2 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. And that is basically it. So I'm just going to rub it all into the chicken and let it marinate while I do everything else that I need to do. Okay, that is all done. So I'm going to take my gloves off. I only use the gloves because I don't want my fingers to go yellow from the haldi. I'm just going to put that to the side for now. For the potatoes, I like to prepare the dish first. So we're going to be using just a regular baking dish. And I'm going to line the bottom with some foil just so that it's easier to clean. And I'm going to put some olive oil straight onto here and put this into the oven while I finish off doing the potatoes. Okay, so now it's time to peel the potatoes. This is my worst part of a roast dinner. I hate doing this part. So I'm literally just gonna peel these, but for you, it's gonna take 1 second. So let's go. And that's it, they're all done. So now what I like to do is cut them all to very similar sizes. So I'm gonna cut them, some of them into 4, some of them into a few more bits, because I want them all to be around this size. So let me just do that. So the potatoes are chopped. Now it's time to parboil them. So parboiling is when you boil them until they're just about cooked. They're not fully cooked. They'll fully cook in the oven when you leave them in there with the chicken. All you need is a pan. Put your potatoes in the pan. Fill the pan with some cold water. Put your pan on the stove. Excuse the state of my cooker today, it is so gross because I made smash burgers the other day and I haven't cleaned it since, but there's literally like oil splatters everywhere. Now what you want to do is put your heat on to high and just leave it. You don't have to, but I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this as well. And we're going to leave that to do its thing until it starts to boil, and that's when we know it is ready to take them off and stick them in the oven. So let's move on to the next steps. So what I like to do next is sort out the chicken and the vegetables. Sometimes I will do them in separate dishes, but today I'm going to do it all in one dish because I really can't be bothered for the washing up, for the headache, all that kind of thing. So I'm going to put all the vegetables into my glass dish here and then put all the chicken on top of it. So let's do that. The vegetables I'm going to be using today are some peppers and a red onion and some garlic. I'm going to use about 1/2 of each of the peppers. I'm going to cut them into pieces that are quite small because I want them to be really, really soft. Okay, so my vegetables are all done. I cut them into very similar sized pieces. I took all of the white skin off the garlic and put that in there. You don't have to add garlic if you don't want to. You can use whatever vegetables you want here. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil on top of this. And also a pinch of mixed herbs. And a pinch of dried mint as well. And I just think that gives the vegetables a really nice flavour. I'm just going to mix that all together with my hands. And now it is time to add the chicken to this. So I'm just going to put the chicken on top, hoping that my hands don't turn yellow. And then I'm going to cover this with some foil. And that is ready to go in the oven. Okay, so the potatoes have started boiling now. They've been boiling for about a minute. So now it is time to take them off. I'm going to get a colander out. This one from IKEA. So I'm literally just going to take them off the heat and then drain them. At this point, I like to bash them about a bit so that the edges get nice and fluffy. And then I'll return them to the pan. The next step is to put some olive oil, mixed herbs, salt, pepper and dried mint onto these potatoes. So that's what I'm going to do now. So now that the potatoes are seasoned, they're ready to be put into the oven. So I'm going to get this tray out. The oil on here is really nice and hot now. So what I'm going to do is just give these a little flick around so that all of the seasoning is mixed very well. And then I'm going to put it straight onto this pan. And you should be able to hear it sizzle because the oil is so hot. And then I'm going to put that straight into the oven. And that is all done for now. I am going to show you what we do in a little while, but for now, about 10-20 minutes, that is just going to stay like that. So I'll see you in a little bit. So I'm just checking on the chicken. This is what it looks like so far. I'm just going to use a brush and just baste the chicken a little bit with the oil and the water that has come out of the chicken, just so that it's nice and coated. I'm also going to turn the chicken around so that it cooks very evenly. And then I'm going to just put this on top. I'm not going to put it on properly, just going to put it on like that. And then I'm going to put it back into the oven. And now it's time to turn the potatoes around as well. So before I checked on those, they had been in there for about 20 minutes. Now it's time to sort out the stuffing. Now for the stuffing, I'm going to boil the kettle. I'm going to do that right now. And the stuffing that I use is the sage and onion stuffing mix from Tesco. You can use any that you want, but this is the one that I always use. And then I never measure, you know me, I just pour some into a little bowl. Literally like, I'm the only one who eats it, so I'm not going to do loads. I'm going to literally put that much in there. This to tidy up a little bit as well. I'm going to add a little bit of boiling water to this and give it a stir. Just until you think it's slightly too runny, but it will thicken up and it'll be easy to mold in a few minutes. I'm just going to leave that to sit for a few minutes and then I'm going to put it into the oven with the potatoes. So it's now time to check on the food again. So I'm going to get the potatoes out first. They are looking nice and golden almost, which is lovely. So I'm going to just give these a little turn. And I'm also going to add my stuffing to this, so I'm just going to put it to one of the sides of the dish. And then put this back into the oven. Now check on the chicken. Chicken is looking beautiful. There's a lot of water that has come out of the chicken in here, which can you see? Like there. So what I'm going to do is pour this into a jug, and that is going to be for the gravy. And then I'm going to turn the chicken around again, and then I'm going to put this in without the foil on it now, so that the tops all crisp up while everything else cooks through. Lovely. I'm going to just stick that back into the oven. And now it is time to make the gravy. I'm going to add a little bit of water from the tap to this, so I'm going to do about 1/4 of a litre of gravy. Let me zoom you into the pan so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm literally just going to pour the water into here, turn the heat on to high, let it boil, and then I'm going to turn the heat off and add gravy granules. That is how easy it is to make gravy. Now that that has started boiling, I've turned the heat off, and I'm going to add 4 heaped teaspoons of this gravy granules. This is Bisto onion gravy granules. And I'm just gonna stir that in until it thickens up. I just transferred it to my glass measuring jug because it's just easier to stir in here. It's less gravy, but it's just thickening up now. So I'm just gonna keep stirring. It's annoying to stir, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Roast dinners are the easiest thing to make, but they just are all about timing, and I feel like I've got the timing wrong for the sage and onion stuffing bowls, because I like them when they're a little bit more crispy, which means I should have added them a little bit earlier, but I got caught up with the kids, so they got put in a little bit later, so never mind. This is getting a little bit thicker. I do like my gravy really thick, so I am going to add a little bit more, and I'm just going to pour it in because why not? Freestyle it. I think that should be perfect. I love thick gravy. Let me know in the comments below, do you guys like thick gravy or thin gravy, like watery gravy? Because I went to KFC the other day and the gravy that they gave me was so thick, and I've never liked KFC gravy before, and it was just delicious. Thick gravy is my thing, I love it. But yeah, look at that. Lovely and thick. I love it. Could be thicker, it might thicken up a little bit as it cools before we eat, but it's fine for now. The next step is to put on some water. I just put the rest of the water from the kettle into here, and I'm just going to put that on because that is going to be for the peas that I'm going to do. Sometimes I do carrots, but today I really cannot be bothered, so it's just going to be peas today, and I've got the veggies in there as well, so I've got vegetables. So the peas that I like to use are these Petit Pois from Aldi. I just freestyle it again. It's also now time to put in my Yorkshire puddings. I'm going to be using these very cheap ones from Aldi or Asda, I don't know, they're like 50p for a pack of 15. I will not make my own Yorkshire puddings, I just can't. I've tried it a few times, but it's just a bloody mission, isn't it? Woo! That's hot. So I'm going to take out this again. Look how beautiful this potato is looking. I'm just going to add some Yorkshire puddings onto here. So I'm going to do about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm just going to pop that back in. And they literally take about 5 minutes to do. at this point as well, the chicken is looking beautiful as well, and I'm going to actually leave that out now because that is all cooked and I don't want it to get too dry. Let's just wait for the Yorkshire puddings to be done, the peas to boil, and everything is ready. So everything is done now. It's time to plate everything up. I will show you exactly what I'm doing. So that is the roast dinner all done. I'm so excited to go and eat this. It was so easy, but it just takes a little bit of time. It's about practice on when to put things in the oven and all that kind of thing. So let me know if you guys try this out. Let me know in the comments if you are going to try it out. And there you go, look at it. It just looks delicious, doesn't it? Can't wait to eat it. But anyway, that is going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you would like to. Share this video with your friends who don't know how to make a roast dinner and would like to know. That is all for now, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.